नमस्कार. Myself Ashok Kumar Biswal, lecturer in English, OMCC Higher Secondary School, Bhadra. I do request you all the learners, students, viewers to watch my channel from the very beginning to end, and then subscribe my channel, like and subscribe my channel. In my previous class, I have told you about the negation or negatives. But today, I will teach you the basic rules how to make an interrogative sentence. As you know, interrogatives are used to ask a question. So what is an interrogative sentence? An interrogative sentence is used to ask a question. ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ପଚାରୁଛନ୍ତି ତାହାକୁ ଇଣ୍ଟରୋଗେଟିଭ୍ ସେଣ୍ଟେନ୍ସ କୁହାଯାଏ. ତେଣୁ ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ପଚାରିବାକୁ ଇଣ୍ଟରୋଗେଟିଭ୍ ସେଣ୍ଟେନ୍ସ କୁହାଯାଏ ବା କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ୍ ସେଣ୍ଟେନ୍ସ ବୋଲି କୁହାଯାଏ. Interrogatives are classified into two. One is yes no questions and the other is WH questions. Interrogatives are classified into two. What are they? They are yes no questions, yes no questions, yes no questions and WH questions. Yes no questions and WH questions. How can we put a yes no question? That means if we put the auxiliary or helping verb in front of the subject, then we can get the yes no question. The response may come either yes or no. Suppose if I ask you, are you a student? You may answer me, yes, I am a student. If you are not a student, then you may answer me, I am not a student. So, when the answer comes either yes or no, the response, we know it is the interrogative sentence. So, interrogative sentences are used to ask a question by putting the auxiliary in front of the subject. Suppose, are you clever? Are you clever? Are you clever? तुम्हें चालाक अट कि तुम्हें चतुर अट कि? You is the subject and are is the helping verb. So we use the auxiliary in front of the subject you. You are in question form. It is are you? I am I? He is he? They are they? Like such. So, by putting the auxiliary in front of the subject is called yes no questions. And then WH questions. How can we form a WH question? All the WH question words like such as who, what, when, which, whom, where, why, who, what, when, which, whom, where, why, whose, and how. Such WH question words are used to ask a question. Suppose all the words that begin with double H, double H, double H, double H, double H, in all the question words are used that begin with a double H word. That is called double H construction. Double H, double H, double H. But in the word how, HOW, it is not double H, but still it is considered a double H question word. It belongs to the double H family. So, when who is used for people, who is used for people, whenever we ask about people, we have to use who is used for people, and what used for things, what for things, and when used for time, time, and which is used for animals, animals and things, animals and things, and whom is used for people, whom is also used for people, where used for place, place, why we have to give a reason, that is a reason, then whose, that is the possessive word, is used for possessives, and finally how is used to indicate manner, manner. Such double questions are used to indicate people, things, time, place, and so on. Now we have, how can we put an auxiliary in front of the subject, because it is the yes no question. We have to put the auxiliary or helping verb in front of the subject, in front of the subject. Subject means कर्ता, कर्ता आगरे सहायक क्रियापद को, ऑक्सिलरी वर्ब को व्यवहार करी प्रश्न करा जाए. सपोज आई एम ए टीचर, आई एम ए टीचर, we have to put questions. Am I? Auxiliary verb is am. So am I a teacher? Am I a teacher? Likewise, you are a student. You are a student. You are a student. You is the subject. Are is the auxiliary verb. So we have to write are you. Are comes the in front of the subject you. Are you? Are you a student? Are you a student? Like such, we are forming, we can form a yes no question. If the subject has an auxiliary verb, then the auxiliary comes the first. Am, is, are, was, were, have, has, had, all sorts of auxiliary verbs or helping verbs comes in front of the subject. Then, if a sentence has a modal auxiliary, then the modal auxiliary comes first. Modal auxiliary comes first. As I have told you, there are 13 modals in English grammar. Such modals are will, would, can, could, shall, should, may, might, need, must, dare, used to, and ought to. Such modals comes in front of the subject also. For example, he will post the letter. He will post the letter. से चिठीटीକୁ ପକାଇବା ଡ୍ରପ୍ କରିବା ପୋଷ୍ଟ ଅଫିସରେ. He will post the letter. Will post is the verbal group. In this group, in this verb, there are two verbs. In this sentence, there are two verbs. One is a modal auxiliary, another is a main verb. Will is the modal auxiliary and post is the main verb. So the modal auxiliary comes in front of the subject but not the main verb. The main verb remains constant in its place. He will post, will he post, like such, the modal auxiliary. So the answer is will he. Then post remain constant. Will he post the letter? से चिठीटीକୁ ପକାଇବ କି? Another example, I can do it. I can do it. It is a declarative sentence. It is a statement sentence. I can do. So can do is the verbal group and can is the modal auxiliary and do is the main verb. So which will come first? Whether the modal auxiliary or the main verb? Undoubtedly, the modal auxiliary comes at the beginning. So preference will be given modal. Modal comes in front of the subject. I can I do it? ମୁଁ ଏହା କରିପାରେ କି? Can I do it? But you can't write do I can it. That is wrong. Another rule, if there is no auxiliary but there is a main verb without s or es, then do is used. For example, I go to school. ମୁଁ विद्यालय को जाए कि? So I go. Do I go to school? Like such we have to write, because the main verb is go without s or es. So do is followed. Another thing, if the main verb there is s or es, then does is followed. But in this sentence, go without s or es. So do is followed. But if I write the third person singular number, if the subject is third person singular number, either he or she, then does is followed. He goes to school. There is es and it is the main verb goes. There is es. So does he go to school? से विद्यालय को जानती कि? Does he? But you can't write do he, because do is not appropriate with the subject he, as it is the third person singular number. You may write he or she, then does is followed. But if another thing, if the main verb is in past tense form, suppose द मेन भार्ब मुख्य क्रियाटी जदि अतीत काल रे थाए मीन्स पास्ट टेंस रे थाए ताहले डिड इज फॉलोड आमको डिड बसेबा को पड़ेगा तेणु कोठी डू बसे कोठी डज बसे कोठी डिड बसे in order to make an interrogative sentence yes no question. So I went to school. I went to school. mu vidyalaya ku gali. I is the first person and the main verb is in past tense form. Another sentence, he went to school. Se vidyalaya gala. He is the third person singular number and the main verb is also went. In past tense form, whatever may be the subject whoever it may be, but the past tense form is always carry with any subject. I went, you went, he went, she went, they went, we went, but went can't be changed, but it is in the past tense form. So when the main verb is in the past tense form, remember dear learners, students, viewers, did is followed. आमे केते बळे did को बसेबा ना जेते बळे मुख्य क्रियाटी past tense बा अतीत काल रे थाए आमको did बसाई प्रश्न करिवा को हुए. फॉर एग्जांपल I went, did I went changes to go, did I go to school, I went to school, did I go to school. After using did, main verb comes to the present tense form. You can't use the same past tense form, you have to use the present tense form. Did I go, he went, did he go, like such you have to write. In my next class I will tell you more about WH question words and the yes no questions. Thanking you a lot for your active participation. Dear learners, I do request you finally to watch my channel and subscribe it. Please.